Hello, 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 guys. How are y'all doing? Hopefully, Lisa will be able to join us here in a little bit. If not, then we'll just go off it on our own. I just want to say thank you for coming, and let's get started with some painting today. What you say? I've got some toilet paper rolls. We are going to use them as stencils, and I'm going to try to make fires out of them. And this one has string attached to where I want to see if I can roll it and get a design, get some type of texture off that. So let's get some paint on here. Let's start with yellow today. Hi, how you doing, Sky? Nice to see you. Hey, Julie, how are you doing? I started a little early today, being Friday. I was hoping Lisa would join me and we'd be able to get some stuff going on today, but I'm not sure if she's going to or not be able to. Let me get rid of this here. There. Let's see, I'm going to go ahead and try making just some circles with this and see how it does. I'm going to kind of interlock them. I'm going to need to go a little fast because this paint will dry quickly if I'm not careful. I am twisting it a little bit as I go to give it a little pop out here. Hurry up, hurry up. I am going ahead, as you can see, I'm putting it on my brown paper. That way I have it there. Let me give me a piece of paper. Let's see what we can do here. Glad y'all can make it in. I was hoping that we'll probably get some more coming in it too. Is what I'm thinking, because everybody's used to me going on it too. But I decided to start going on at 1:30 on Friday because I just noticed that they seem to go a little longer. And so I thought maybe it would help y'all if I went ahead and started a little earlier. Ooh, I had some stuff on my plate. I don't know where it came from, but goodness gracious. Ugh. It was just scrunched yucky on my plate. See if that took off. Let's go. I'm going to go with some looking lime green. Let me see something right quick. I am using just regular topping paper. Your regular copy paper off, just off the regular skein of copy paper is what I'm using. A lot of people use different stuff. I know copy paper is not all that inexpensive, but it is really, some of the paper people use is very costly. And I just don't see the need in spending that much money on just paper that you're going to paint on and more than likely tear up anyway. Or make it into something, make it into something different. Okay, let's see if we can get any of this up this time around. Using the yellow and the light green, we may not be able to see it. I just thought about that. Should have went with another color. But we'll see if it brings up that yellow or if we can even see it or not. Hadn't thought about that until I just went to put the paper down. So let me get this here. Put this on real good. Okay, yeah, it just ate it. You can't even tell there was anything on here. Shucks, y'all. That was my mistake. I know better than to do that because it did the green just covered up because it was more of a yellow green, and it just covered up where the paint was at. So we will try something different. Yes, I will. I'm leaving the paint on here. Most times I would erase this. I would get a white wand and wipe it all off. But I'm learning to leave it because it'll leave kind of a grungy look to it. So that's what I want to do. Is I want to kind of see if I can leave it there long enough to get that grungy and then not feel so ready to take it off. You keep the tissue paper, packing paper, and brown paper. Yeah, they are. I have tissue paper here. I do have it. If we decide we want to use it, I can pull it out. Brown paper packing, I don't have much. But shopping bags are great on the gel plate. They really are. Um, Today, I'm just trying to see what I can do with these toilet paper rolls and see what kind of, Ross paper is good too. But I'm thinking, Sky, that's a little expensive. I know I'll call you Sky, but I want to make sure that if it's, are you Robin? I want to make sure that that's who I think you are is Robin, but I want to make sure. That's why I just call you Sky. And other people call you by a different name, but I want to make sure that was the one. But Ross paper to me can be expensive, but I have seen it do beautiful stuff, beautiful pulls with Ross paper. Let's see. Let's go with some red. Robin. Okay. I thought that's what I'd heard. Beth or hi, Lisa. How are you doing? Lisa hasn't made it yet, Lisa. Lisa Mingus hasn't made it yet. I'm hoping she would. How are you doing, Lisa? You doing okay? This is going to be royal fuchsia, so it's not, it's a pinky red. It's more of a pinky red. I'm just going to put it right on that yellow. Close this up. Get this spread out a little bit. Oh, goodness, Lisa. I'm sorry to hear that, honey. I know that was something you were going to do today. That's why I was a little surprised to see you on. I'm sorry that you're hurting. See if I can kind of scrunch this together and make something interesting. Okay. Hey, Lisa. Did you get my invite? Yes, you did. Let me grab this right quick. There you go.
You caught me with my mouth full.
Hold on a minute. Let me get my volume up here. I can't hear.
So, I just got in from blowing leaves for 3 hours, so I'm hot.
Oh, goodness. I bet you're ready, aren't you?
Yeah, I told Bill, I said, I'm done. I'm going to art now.
There you go. Well, I've got the gel plate out, kind of playing around, but I wasn't sure what we were going to work on. So I decided to get the toilet paper roll out and paint a little bit.
Well, that's pretty good.
Later on, maybe later on this afternoon or when you're able to after the live, we could get together and talk.
Yes.
And just because we got so much going on at the same stuff going on that I thought I didn't know if you wanted to talk here or if you wanted to just wait and do it on Facebook or what.
Either way, what I've brought to the table is this is my magazine, fashion magazine. It's a big magazine, and I've started. This is the cover of it, and I use it mostly for collages.
Yeah.
So a lot of these are scraps that people have sent me through swaps. And did you see that we're partners?
Yeah, I saw that. I thought that was so funny.
I was laughing. I said, I know.
I know.
But doing it this way, I've been using the margin, and
Yeah.
I try to leave it to where I can write who the Happy Mail came from, because
Oh,
otherwise I don't know.
yeah.
But it's just something to have fun in. And
Yeah.
when I thought about the maker's collage theme,
Mm-hmm.
I think this is the hardest one that I've ever had to really think
Think
about
about.
and decide what I wanted to do. Um,
Yeah.
breaking through boundaries. That is hard when you think about what.
About what you want to do.
Yes. But I have an idea
I have a
for
few.
a way to do that.
Okay, let's hear it. I'm looking.
And this is what I'm thinking. I am
Mm-hmm.
thinking about getting to the page where I don't have anything. All right. I think I'm getting close to that. It's gonna tear. I'm just gonna have to glue those pages together. That's all
Might
there is
as well.
to
It
it.
looks like they want to be together anyhow.
Yeah, they've already married up, so I guess I should just go ahead and make that official.
Yeah.
So this will be my next page, and
Mm-hmm.
I am thinking about something my dad said when he was battling cancer.
Yeah.
Um, he said, "I am so weak, I could not dig my way out of a brown paper bag." And
Mm-hmm.
I thought, okay, could I use that? And I
Yeah.
kept thinking about other things, and it kept resonating back to me. So I feel like that is where I need to go.
Yeah.
Now,
That's a good idea.
I have seen I have seen Janet Nash do fabric to
Uh-huh.
where she put the fabric down. It was not, it could be a solid piece of fabric or it could be a colorful fabric.
Mm-hmm.
And she run it through her machine and made like crazy stitches on it.
Yes.
Then she came back with um, the tool that you pick out a seam ripper, and
Yeah,
she
same
cut
river.
slits in it. And I thought,
Yeah.
well, why could I not put paper on my pages?
Uh-huh.
Put any kind of gel prints on them. So I've
Yeah.
got just a full page of collage, and then I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to take the brown paper bag
Yeah.
and I am going to do one side where I stitch it and
Yeah.
take stuff out, and the other side I'm just going to get it wet and kind of
Mm-hmm.
tear pieces back so that it's just kind of like it's opening up and it lets you see
Yeah.
inside. And that, I don't know, that is what I have come, that's the conclusion I've come to on breaking through barriers or busting through barriers. I don't know.
Well, I,
Julie, have you looked at that prompt? Have you thought anything about it? I mean, I think, at first I thought I would go through magazines and I would get like a fence or, shrubs, like the mazes that in English gardens they have, like the mazes that used to
mhm.
be at the castles and things like that. I thought about those. I thought about a maze in itself
Well,
because you have to work through the maze to get through the boundaries.
that's true. Well, I found some stuff on Pinterest that get, do I have a final idea? No, I don't. But I did come up with a lot of ideas. So I got this off Pinterest, and the stuff I wanted to use, they wanted to charge you to copy it.
Oh yeah, I'm
Yeah,
not surprised.
people wanted to charge you to copy it. I'm like, no. I think that's the other one. Let me put it back over here. And then I found this, the Broken Gate. Then I found these as far as broken chains go.
So there were a lot of good quotes too.
Yeah, I really didn't see the quotes because I got irritated when I had to pay for the one I really wanted. It really irritated me. So, but I thought about the painting one that we're doing. And I was playing with this. I was used to gate again because this is what I thought about at first for the collage. Was doing this, and then what I can do is like cut out scrap pieces of painting paper and put in here. I was just playing with it. That's why it's kind of colored with acrylics. But see how dark it is? I could bring that dark black or whatever painting paper into this.
You sure could.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
That's what I came up with, because after breaking it out, then, you know, there's the Lord who broke you out of it.
There you go.
I mean, hey, join us, Julie. Julie, we're having a ball over here trying to come up with something. Welcome to the club.
Julie, you love doing gel prints, but you're not that big on collage, are you? If I remember correctly.
This is my first attempt.
Well, really? Usually it is. When I suggested that we maybe use that, I had no idea that the prompt was so, I guess, thought-provoking. Because there are lots of different situations that you may find yourself in where there's barriers. You know, sometimes we have barriers because we can't get into the doctor to help us feel better. You know, there's barriers.
There's
because
barriers. Well,
you know, the way you speak is not the way, you know, somebody else can understand it, or I don't speak their language.
What you just said is what I picked up on with these two. This was on Pinterest again. I went looking. There's your gate, but above that gate, you see birds. But are the birds landing and becoming the gate, or is the gate taken apart and becoming the birds?
Ah, interesting.
See, it depends on how you look at it.
Very good point. That's a good play with patterns right there.
Yeah, and then here's this one. The dove, again, is it coming apart? Or is it coming together?
That's good.
I mean, I found these, so I'm like, ooh, even if I can't use them, they're thought-provoking, you know what I'm saying? They make you think. So I went ahead and did those. So the only thing I'm having a problem with is the fact that it's a collage.
Well, okay. If you, for instance, if you wanted to make that bird into a collage,
yeah,
what you could do is collage with, flip it over and collage it with painting papers or gel print. Yeah. And then reconstruct it flipped over with your pieces on a solid background. So in other words, you would put your painting paper on the back side, and then you would go back to the front side and cut those pieces out and put your bird together.
It.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good idea, because remember, it's supposed to go from dark to light.
Yep. I mean, it's
Let me throw another bone for you to play with for a little bit.
And what I would do for the bird itself, I would cut the bird out in its entirety.
Just cut it all out?
I'll cut it all out, and then I would come back over it I'd get a ruler and make those bricks. Find the bricks.
Uh-huh.
I think that if you did that, you would be pleased with the turnout.
What I'm thinking about doing is making a couple copies of this That way,
would be good.
That way, if I don't like how it turns out, at least I have another copy of it.
Exactly.
Can play with it. But those two interested me a lot. So I've got ideas. I am going to clean this plate off because now you've got me thinking about something totally different.
Well, I mean, I'm sorry I wasn't in.
You were
We've
busy.
been having trouble with our doorbell, and he called. He was supposed to come at 1.
Yeah.
And he ended up coming early, so that kind of threw us behind getting our stuff started this morning.
Yeah.
But he was happy because he was through for the day, which was nice.
Yeah.
Now I am just pulling stuff out of my scrap bin. I am not going to be. This is going to be just like a masterboard in essence.
Yeah. Well, see, that's funny because I say that I have not done a collage, but in a way I have because I've done masterboards.
And they are in their, down to their simplest forms. They are, similar to a masterboard.
Yeah.
It's just that you're
more conscious of what you're doing.
You're more conscious of what you're doing, and the end result is something that you purposely do. It's not.
Yeah.
I mean, for this part of it, I don't have to be thoughtful about it. I'm just going to pick out papers I like that are in my little bin, and I'm going to slap them down. And I will not know until I play with my brown paper bag
how it's going to look,
what's going to show, and how it's going to look, and that's okay. And I will leave some of this, the texture on his jacket and stuff. I will leave.
Yeah.
I will not cover everything 100%.
Well, I will show you.
Go ahead.
I am too, Julie. I'm scared of being doing this collage too. I'm like, oh my goodness. And with the prompts, you have to use it has to go from dark to light, or from light to dark, to where, okay, we're not broken. We're needing to break out to the point where we break out in this lighter. So I'm not, okay. But I think I have some pictures. I have come to a conclusion on what to do with this nonsense.
Yeah. Usually it'll give you like a list of prompts, just like what we've done before. It's not usually something that's very thought-provoking.
Yeah. Now, does Eddie do this every month?
Yes, it is an every month thing. It's just the collage has been going on for several years. The swaps they've been going on for a pretty good while too.
Are you doing the tag swap?
I did not sign up for the tag swap.
I didn't either.
I can't do. I was afraid to sign up for too much because I am, starting the process of getting meals planned ahead and stuff in the freezer that we can.
Yeah, with you being out for that time frame, yeah.
Yeah, so I know I've got to get ready for Christmas and a lot going on, so I really was afraid to try to put too much on my plate, because I don't want to not do a fair job on something.
Yeah.
I do like making tags, and I don't have a problem making tags.
Yeah.
But I just want to.
I kind of look at everybody else's and goes, oh my goodness. Mine looks like a 3-year-old did it, and theirs looks like they spent hours on it.
Well, I used to feel that way too, Michelle, but I think everybody is in a different place with where they are with their art. And I think that people understand that. They weren't comfortable when they first come in either, or you may do something that's outside of your comfort zone, and I would rather see you do something that you're a little bit nervous about than to not do anything at all, to say, well, I can't do this, because you don't ever push yourself a little harder.
Well, this is one of the pages that I found in some of the books that I had. I found this, and I thought this would be pretty for the top, for it to be light.
Yes.
Kind of rip it off. Am I going to stay? I may just fussy cut the letters out. Well, not fussy cut them, but keep the wording. Use
Yes.
it elsewhere. But I think the colors here and in this one are pretty cool.
They are. They're very cool.
To where I could, like you were saying, I could put these behind the actual bird and then go back and gently cut it out with a blade.
Yes. Yes, you could.
Yes, I could.
I know. The main thing is once you start getting a vision of what you could do, it's assuring yourself that you can do it. And if it doesn't go exactly like you planned, at least you did not sit back and not try. And with collage, I mean, I have had collages that I made that I might not have been 100% pleased with them, or I liked them at the time. And I have flipped through books before and thought, oh, well, why didn't I do this? Well, my brain wasn't thinking that way.
Yeah. Well, I do have an idea for your paper bag.
You can always come back and add to something, if you decide that it's not what you ideally want.
Use that for dark. This is what I'm going to use for dark. I just made my decision. This black, his dark vest here, his coat.
Yes.
I'm going to use that. He gives me something nice to look at while I'm doing it.
Well, I'm not going to complain about nice looking men.
I'm not either. Kevin Costner's not bad to look at.
No, he is definitely not bad to look at.
I ain't going to sit here and complain about having to look at him while I'm cutting that stuff apart. There's that one too that I like. I went through all my books yesterday and cut stuff out. That's what I did.
I started looking at things and I would think for a little bit, then I'd start looking again, and
ooh, what's that idea?
I was kind of tickled that things kind of started clicking in my head. Things that made sense.
Yeah.
Julie, what kind of weather do you have right now? What season are you in? I think they're in winter.
I think. Goodness.
They had a really rough summer, I know.
Yeah.
I don't know that I would love to go to Australia one day, but I don't know if I could
handle the weather.
I would be on the melting. I'd be melting as soon as I got on the plane.
Spring there. She's in spring.
Spring, okay.
See this here. I'll start over.
That makes sense because Lee creates. I don't think she's wearing sweaters right now, so that makes sense. She's in Australia as well.
Yeah.
Do you watch her, Julie?
Now, who are we talking about?
Lee creates. She has her YouTube channel, and she does some really pretty work. Lots of super mixed media stuff.
I need to get on. There's a lot of people. I need to get on their YouTube channels. A lot of people.
Yeah, it's very helpful to look at different people to see what they do
and how they do it.
You're not just seeing the same things or different versions of the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Julie, we're in November and it's the fall of the year, and outside today it is. Let me see. Currently, it is 73. It's supposed to get up to 77. So it's what we would call Indian summer.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah. In November, we were at high 40s this morning. So I don't know where we're at now. But we were at high 40s earlier.
Yeah, I was going to put shorts on to go outside. But since the guy was coming, I thought, well, I'm not putting shorts on. Because when I go out, I will put as little clothing as I can when it's going to be hot, because I get hot fast. But since we had the guy come and to work on our alarm, our front doorbell alarm, I decided I wasn't going to, you know,
Yeah.
put my what I call my Daisy Dukes on.
Yeah.
They're not quite as bad as Daisy Dukes, but they're pretty close.
Yeah. Well, there
But
is no
not
way. Nobody wants to see me in any of that nonsense.
well. I
No
do it because
shorts.
I'm working outside.
No
I don't.
shorts. I don't care. I don't. Well, seeing me in it, I'm too big for me to do that.
I
I have
used to
more
not
respect for
wear them.
I have too much respect for other people for them to have to look at that.
Oh, come on now.
Oh, I'm serious.
I
No.
used to not wear when I was younger. I hardly ever wore shorts, but I went to a school where we wore dresses down to our knees. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, and we didn't wear shorts. I mean, even in PE, we had semi dress looking things.
Yeah.
We had scooter skirts,
Yeah.
something along that line.
Just into. I just found something really cute. I may end up doing a collage itself anyway, Lisa.
Well,
Look what I just found breaking out.
ah,
Starting to walk.
that's cute.
Isn't that cute? That's what I thought too.
Very cute.
Cute. Okay, we're going to use that. I want the light to be actual light showing. Not just a lighthouse. That could be amusing. Put up here. I think what I need to do is start with a base.
Yeah, you can start with I mean, you can use just a gel print if you want to. But you
What
do
I,
need something sturdy.
what I was thinking was starting like I was going to start working on this, but it looks like I'm just going to get me a thing of cardstock,
That'll work.
which I have plenty of. Hold on a second. Let me get myself where I can get up. There we go. Yeah, I'm going to hold on to that dove though, because I have a feeling it's going to come in handy for something. I'll hold on to that. Then I want some scrappy paper.
Julie, I was in the kitchen when I saw that. I had never seen her go live before. Julie Torrance, had she ever done live before?
I need to make a list of these folks. So hold on a minute. Let me get me a piece of paper. Where did I do my paper? There it is. Okay.
Her last name is Torrens, and she's done some really, really good tutorials on watercolors.
Oh,
She does
really?
junk journals. Yes. Yes, she has some good stuff out there.
Yeah, y'all say somebody. I'm going to write it down because I don't have that. I mean, I watch the basic people. Carrie. That's a given. Everybody watches Carrie.
Well, maybe, but I don't know that everybody watches Carrie. But Carrie is a good one to watch, and Darcy is a good one to watch.
Darcy, yes. Darcy's good to watch. I haven't caught many of hers.
Well, she does not stream live that often, but she does put up a video almost every day.
I was going to say that I thought she did a video every day.
Yeah, she does pretty close to one every day. Every once in a while.
Oh, it was her first live.
Well, Julie, I've never done a live by myself.
I have. It's fun.
One day I'm gonna surprise everybody. I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna have my coffee, and I'm gonna say, "Okay, here I am. Come play.
Come play. Come play.
Come play with me." Wonder what Teresa Church is doing today.
Miss Teresa has her. Hold on a minute, let me grab this right quick. She has her grandchildren and great grandchildren that came home with her.
Oh, they came home with her.
They came. She's back home now.
I knew she was back home, but I didn't realize she brought the babies with her.
She brought some of them because she had to put them in school and everything.
Well,
from what I understand, that's from what I understand. I could be totally wrong, and she could come on here and correct me.
Well, I didn't know
that would be just fine with me.
She was gonna have the babies with her.
Yeah,
that's a heart. Whew. That'd be like starting over.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking
God
too.
Bless her. I love children, but I don't want to do it over. I'm good. Once did all right for me.
I think once we get to a certain age, it's like, okay, I haven't had any children. Would I have loved to have children? Yes. Would I love to have children now? No.
Yeah, I think after you get to a certain point, you're happy with what you got, whether you got them or you don't have them. There's always a place in your heart for loving on other people's children. So
that's right. You get to spoil them rotten and send them home.
Yeah, that's the way I was with my nieces and nephews. I love to let them stay with me. So if their mom and dad wanted to go out of town, I would volunteer to keep them. But, I was always glad to send them home.
Yep.
So as real babies, once you get to that point, you're stuck with them. They're yours.
They become yours then.
Yeah. And you don't get no instruction with them either.
Oh, they don't come with instruction booklets?
No, they make sure you know how to feed them before you go home. That's about it. And change your diapers. Other than that.
They make sure you can do all the basics.
Yeah, they try to make sure you can do the basics. And my page is getting bubbly. But that's okay. Yeah, I'm not worrying about it. It can be bubbly. Yeah. I got the cover done for my little house holder.
Yeah, I saw your live that you got that. Was it done on live, that one?
No, I didn't do it on live. I recorded.
Okay, well, I saw the house.
Yeah, it turned out really good. I was real pleased with it. And I was in love with
well, you did read what P said, didn't you?
No, I hadn't seen it yet.
You need to read what P said.
I will. Yes, you do. I will definitely look for that.
Yeah.
That was, she probably posted it after I'd already gone outside to blow leaves.
Maybe.
Julie, have you worked with your little scrappy gel prints lately? She has beautiful scraps.
Who does?
Julie.
Julie has beautiful scraps. I'll see.
Julie does beautiful work. You'll see her post really pretty prints. They make you happy.
Oh, how cool. Are you in the swap for Scrappy Swap, Julie?
It's kind of hard. It's kind of hard for the ones that are international because the post is ridiculous.
Yeah, it is.
It's so expensive.
Yeah.
I've sent some stuff overseas and whew,
expensive.
It is. It is.
And even if you're just sending a just a regular letter, the international cost for a regular letter is, whoa, is a little expensive too.
Yeah, it's about, you get sticker shock. I mean, I did send a package over to Miriam,
Oh, did you?
and it was not big, and it was $25. It wasn't that much in it, but I mean, I tried to be conscious of the fact that it was going to be expensive. I knew if I put too much in it. And two, you have to make sure that you send all paper. If you send anything that has fabric in it or any type of textile, that they may charge them taxes on it on their side.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, so you have to kind of know in
Be
advance if that's going
conscious
to
of
be a problem.
what may or may not be an issue for them.
Yeah, yeah, I would hate to send somebody a gift and it get taxed.
Yeah, that would be horrible. Just thinking about it, how sad. You can't even send anything without the people getting their little greedy hands into it.
Yeah, well,
It happens.
and there's only some things you can't carry with you either. I mean, we have to be
Really?
careful what we take. Um, when you go international, they have the right to look through whatever you've got. So
Whatever you have. Well, I have never flown international.
it's an adventure.
Is it?
Yeah, it's not bad. We've gone 2 different times to Scotland now, and the
Yeah.
first time we flew through London, and that was interesting.
Yeah.
It was the same. We were traveling the week before Charles was going to be coronated.
Oh, no.
So it was packed. The airport was packed, but they say it's like that all the time.
Yeah.
So it was being a new experience for us. It was kind of a little scary, but we
Yeah.
got through it. We tried to
Make
do
the
our
best of
homework
it.
in advance and know what we needed to expect, and that helped.
Yeah. Put that down there like that. Oh, this baby right there.
One thing though, we've been looking at Alaska because we've got a big anniversary coming up next year. It'll be 40 years
Yeah.
we got married, and we want to go to Alaska and Hawaii. We're eventually going to get all 50 states in, but he thought that one of those would be good, and we started pricing it, and it's like it cost almost as much for us to fly to either one of those as it did for us to fly across to another country, which is
Yeah.
insanity.
Yeah.
But
Have you ever taken a cruise?
yeah, I've been on a cruise. I don't think he would do so well on a cruise. We were looking specifically at cruises, but
Yeah.
we watch somebody that's local to us that does a lot of traveling, and they post a vlog, and I don't know, it's just things that we've heard about Hawaii just don't sound so good to us anymore. I mean, we'll
Yeah.
probably still do it, but I don't want to spend that much money trying to get there, I guess, is what it
Yeah.
really comes down to. I just don't feel like it's going to be worth the expense because there is a large population of homeless people. And I
Yeah.
don't have anything against homeless people, I I just don't understand why there's so many people that are homeless, but I just I don't want to be in a strange place and not feel safe. And
not so safe.
my really good friend,
Mhm.
they had a daughter that had kidney failure and had to have
Oh,
a transplant, and she
yeah,
was given the miracle child. She was given Make a Wish,
yeah.
and she got to go to Hawaii. And after she came back, she said, you know, if I had known how things were going to be, they're extremely expensive. Her parents went with them, and the hotel that they stayed at, it cost $100 a night
Hmm.
to park your car.
Wait a minute. $100 not to park the car?
To park the car. And I thought that is insane. I just I cannot grasp paying that much to park your car.
Really?
I, it was a rental car, and you know they wanted to get it in the secured area because the homeless people were just outside the hotel. And this was a highly rated hotel. It wasn't that it was, you know, a cheap hotel that, you know, you'd say, okay, well, we can do this and save some money. It wasn't a cheap hotel. It was a nice hotel.
Yeah.
They had homeless people all outside.
Oh, how, part of me like, oh, how sad, you know?
Well, apparently, when my friend asked, you know, about why there were so many homeless people, they told her where to go and look, and there was like videos, there were articles. Apparently, they had been taking homeless people from other states, and the state
Oh,
paying them to accept these and, you know, let them in. And that
oh,
blew my mind. I'm like, okay,
yeah. That would
do
blow my mind too.
you want to spend your money there if that's what they're doing? If that's truly what they're doing. Do you want to give them your money?
Yeah.
And I don't, I mean, I'll leave that one until closer to death, I guess. When I get an expiration date, that's when I'll make plans for that one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be like my mother-in-law. Do I have an expiration date? That's what she'd ask me. She wanted to know when she was gonna die, but she said, "Do I have an expiration date?" And I said, "Honey, none of us have expiration dates. It just happens. We don't know when. We don't know where."
You don't know how. More
But I
times than not.
thought it was cute. I just
Yeah.
told her, I said, Grandma, we don't have expiration dates. She was scared of dying alone. And I think that she wanted to make sure that we knew when she was going to die so that
Yeah.
that wouldn't happen. And I said, you know, I'm going to do my best to be here for you. Hold
Yeah.
your hand to the very end.
That's right.
You never know. It bothered her that she had just left the hospital and her mother passed. And it always
Yeah.
bothered her that she missed it. She was not there in those last moments after being with her and taking care of her for years.
Yeah.
So I think it bothered her
Yeah.
tremendously. So we tried to do everything we could to set her mind at ease on that.
Yeah.
Oh, Julie, $2,000 to fix things on a car. Oh, that wasn't fun.
No. Uh-uh.
We've
What do
had
you
to
think
make
of this?
We've had some stuff to happen on Bill's truck. We ended up having to decide whether we were going to go buy something new or put a new engine in it because it's almost 20 years old. But it still looks like a new truck because he takes such good care of it. And we finally just decided this was like right around COVID time. We just decided that it probably wasn't the best time to be making a big purchase. So it was going to be less expensive to stick with what we had and just pay to have it fixed. And that's what we did.
Yeah.
That engine should last it the rest of its life. He said it might even last the rest of ours. Who knows?
Yeah.
We keep it real. Yeah, the cars are so expensive right now, and I mean, he loves trucks, and right now he would not buy the same make of truck. Right, if we had to buy one right now, he would not invest in the same one because they're not doing so well.
Yeah.
But there's not one he really likes either. They're asking up way up for prices, like ridiculous kind of prices. Zoe says she's got a little Corolla, and she said, "I'm gonna drive it till the wheels falls off," and that's what my other daughter is saying too, because they're so expensive. They're glad when they get them paid off and don't have car payments.
Yeah.
We usually don't have car payments, but with the last one we bought it during COVID.
Yeah.
They were offering like 0% finance, and so it's like, okay, we'll leave money in savings and let it work, keep doing its work, and then we will do the other later.
Well, now I'm in a quandary.
You're at a quandary.
Yes, I got my baby where I wanted him or her. Okay. Anyway, I got the baby where I wanted her. Wanted it in this picture. Got her behind the gate. But yes, it's open so she can be seen through it. And I'm going to have her running around, because most babies, that would be their view of the world, the gate.
Through the gate. You're right. You're
through
right.
The gate. Go ahead, glue that in. You're going to be here. You're going to glue down. Put you over here.
Yeah, if we had to replace something, I mean, we could, but we're not going to pay no outrageous prices for it. That's not going to happen. We're kind of saying, that they're over what we're willing to pay right now.
Yeah.
And they're not going to come, prices aren't going to come down, but, it's not just that, it's the quality is not so good either. So you pair those things together, and it ends up not being a good situation.
Yep. Get that off. Now, are you ripping your pieces or are you cutting them, Lisa?
A little of both.
I think I'm going to go get me a pair of scissors because I hate the white edges.
Well, now you can, if you don't like the white edges, you can come in with some diluted acrylic paint.
Yeah,
that's what like watercolor to kind of blend it if you want to.
That's what I was just thinking as I may do that.
Yeah, I've torn some and I've cut some. It's just whatever's
needed.
Yeah, I've been cutting the edges off. If it's got white edges, I've cut some of those off, but
it's up there. Put that over there. So here. I could just use that by itself. Put this over here.
I'm just rolling with whatever I'm pulling out of my box for the most part, which is a pretty good assortment of things so far.
Yeah. I have a bunch of, are you talking about pinking shears?
You can use pinking shears.
We are trying, I am attempting a first attempt at a collage. So that's what we're doing. I'm attempting my first one. I've done master boards, but I have not done this.
And we are using the collage prompt from the Makers Mixed Media Art and Artist Group. And here, I'm going to read it to you. The Makers collage prompt is called Breaking Boundaries. And it says, breaking boundaries, create a composition featuring barriers like fences, cages, or walls that are being shattered or torn down. Use contrasting elements like vibrant colors bursting through muted tones to symbolize breaking free from some type of limitation. And that is different from what we usually get. Usually our collages are just a list of things to use. So this one was definitely one you had to scratch your brain over. And we each looked. Michelle was looking on Pinterest and found some things that could lend themselves to the idea. And I went to Pinterest and I looked as well, and I saw some really neat quotes. But ultimately, what inspired me was something my dad said when he had cancer and he was so weak. He said he couldn't even fight his way out of a paper bag. And I thought, of all the boundaries that I can think of, that's the one that resonated. So I'm just putting, basically, it's like a master board. I've got a magazine that I collage in, and I'm just pulling stuff out of my lunchbox that can be put down, and then I'm going to work on it with my bag. And that may not happen while we're still here, because I have 10 pounds of meat that's calling my name today. Yeah, 10 pounds. Last time I got 20, and it was just it took 3 days to get all that done. And I thought, no, I'm not doing 20 pounds today. I just can't. Because I knew we were going to have to blow leaves. And I'm glad that common sense prevailed. But I'm just pulling stuff out. And I think we've come up with some good ideas. Definitely some good ideas.
Cindy knows me. She says, don't overthink it.
Well, this was an easy one to overthink. And I don't usually overthink things. I just say, okay, I'm going to do this and roll with it. But this, I actually had to think about it.
Mm-hmm.
It was a little bit harder than I thought at first. But it's okay. It's all good. I got glue and paper, and I'm just slapping it on, having fun.
There you go. And I'm over here looking at stuff, going, does that work?
And you're doing it.
Yes, I am doing it.
You are getting it done. You're overcoming your fear of collage.
This is true.
Maybe on the back of it, you should put the date and say, I did it. Today, I did it.
Today was up to me, and we got her done.
You did it.
And we did it.
Fine job. Can y'all hear the lawnmower?
You know what? I wouldn't hear. I mean, if I listen really close, I can, but basically, no.
Okay. Well, he's got about one more pass by the window that I'm at, and he'll be done.
And if I'm yelling, Lisa, let me know.
Well,
my ears are so clogged up, I can't hear.
Yeah, about you want to talk about ears? Guess what I'm getting?
What are you getting?
I'm getting hearing aids. And one of them is going to be for my ear that rings constantly at a very high pitch. And it's going to do ocean sounds like white noise in my ear.
Oh.
And we're going to try it. And he told me, he said, if you don't like it, or it's just not your thing, you can return it. You got 60 days to return it and owe us nothing.
Well, that's cool.
I've already paid for it, but they'll refund it if it's not serving its
something
purpose.
You can work with.
Yeah. everybody that has talked to me said that that's probably the only way that I'm gonna be able to hear better out of the other ear is to kind of mute the constant ring, because
Yeah.
there's nothing they can do to fix it.
Mm.
There's nothing they can repair. So my husband says, I'll be glad when you can hear me. And I thought, I'm sure. Because he thinks it's selective. And it's like, I can't hear you if you walk into a closet and you continue to talk to me. I cannot hear you. Half the time I'm reading lips. So, if I can't see your lips, I'm not going to know what you're saying.
No, I'm going to be spending this evening irrigating my ears out is what's going to happen. Both of them.
Does that work for you?
It does for me because my ear canals, I really believe my ear canals are not right. They don't drain normally. So I'm having to do at least twice a year, if not more, irrigate my ears out.
Yeah. I know Bill said his grandmother used to have to get that done like every couple of months. She had a really bad problem with wax in her ears. And one of our daughters has problems with wax in her ears, but she's able to, at this point, she's able to deal with it. And I feel like there's wax in my ears, but it's not. I just have itchy ears. So
yeah, I do too.
They gave me some medicine to use for that, and it seems to help. It's not terrible. I just hate adding more medicine. It's like, come on, can't we get less? Can we find a way to have less medicine?
I agree with you.
Cindy, I didn't ask what's for lunch.
I didn't think either, but she's having something good.
She has some good leftovers. I know she does. And I got to decide what I'm going to make for dinner tonight. Out of that beef, what would be good tonight?
I know, Julie. My husband does the same thing.
It must be a man thing.
I'm serious. He does.
That's funny. And another thing, bless his heart, he'll be riding down the road and he likes the air circulating from the window. And I keep trying to tell him, if you've got that window open, I hear wonk, 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 wonk. And I can't make sense out of what you're saying with the wind blowing all around my ears. I said, I can't hear anyway. And then you got wind blowing in my ears. So I can't hear you. No, I don't want you to turn my way. I want you to look at the road.
Please look at the road.
We've had some funny moments. I mean, I think that he might be able to use a little bit of help, but his grandmother pitched a fit. I mean, it was a knockdown drag out over her getting a hearing aid. And with my mother-in-law, what broke her to where she finally gave in is she called one day and one of the kids said something so sweet to her and she didn't hear it. And when I told her what she had said, she started, getting teary-eyed and almost cried because she didn't hear what the baby had said. And I said, well, if you had a hearing aid, this wouldn't be a problem.
Yeah.
She'd already had one earlier. And she gave it 30 days or whatever that she could try it for free, and she took it back. She never did anything with it.
Yeah.
But this time, she actually hung in there and let it adjust. And the first time she talked to the baby on the phone after that, and she could hear her, she cried. She was so excited. She says, I'm going to wear my hearing aids. And boy, she did. We didn't have any problems. She was so good about her hearing aids once she got them and realized how much she could hear. She didn't have to try to read lips or just nod and say, yeah. Like she knew what you were saying, but she didn't know what you were saying.
Yeah.
Oh, really? That was her favorite. She said, oh, really? And I said, what did I say?
Julie, my husband's the same way. I can almost promise you he's got hearing loss because of his job. What he was doing, he was on he works for the phone company, and there's a place called the frame where all the wires are and all the click, 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 clicks and ying, ying, yings and bells going off and all kinds of mess going on when he was younger. And now I think he does have some hearing problems, but I'm not going to press my luck with it.
Well,
he's not gonna go in.
I know my husband's going to be on slow to entertain that. He wants to be like his nana and make like it's okay. And eventually he'll get up with the program.
Yeah.
But I said, okay, this is getting so annoying that I need to do something. So I just finally said, okay. I looked to see how much my insurance would cover, and I said, okay, I'm going to go where they say go, so that they'll put something forward, because I had been one place and they told me they didn't file Medicare because Medicare wouldn't cover their services.
Yeah.
And it was going to be like $5,000, and I thought, no, we ain't doing that.
No.
If I paid cash, it was $6,000. It was going to be at least $6,000, and that did not include anything but basics.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of glad that my insurance does cover something.
Yeah.
I think it's a thing about independent, being independent. And I know with my husband, we kind of talk about and joke about it at times, growing old together, because we've been together since I was 16.
Oh,
And
goodness.
I'm 63 years old. So, we've been married for 40 years, but in essence, we have been a couple for 47 years.
Goodness.
So we are growing old together, and I mean, we want it to be the best that we can make it be. And
Yeah.
he will have to give in.
Yeah.
He'll have to give in. He's gonna have to do things a little bit different. And I mean, I think I realized that more because I had to adapt for stuff earlier.
Yeah.
With health issues. So
Yeah.
I think that, for him, it just makes him, it's part of what makes him feel like he's even older. And when he stopped not working, he feels useless. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
he's not by any means. He's never been lazy. He gets out and he finds stuff to do, but he starts getting bored and he gets a little on the depressed side. So
Yeah.
you want to keep him as healthy as he can be.
Yeah. Well, my husband hasn't retired yet, and that is something that makes me nervous. Is if he retires, what is he going to do? What is he going to find himself to do?
That's what, he talked to several people, and I mean, he took retirement at 55. He took a package because they were laying people off left and right in his company. So he took the package, and he retired at 55.
Yeah.
And the package gave him, a pretty good incentive to do that.
Yeah.
But he has gone back to where he retired from and worked several different little runs. The longest one was 24 months. He was there for 24 months doing one of their products that was in research and development. But
Yeah.
he enjoys it. But now, this last time he went back, he said, well, I wouldn't mind doing a little more. And they asked him when he left, after he'd run out of hours to do work without being penalized by Social Security on his taxes.
Yeah.
They asked him if he would be willing to come back next year. He said, "I'll keep that door open." So he may go back. I mean, he was doing exactly this last time. He was doing exactly the same job that he had done for almost 19 years. He'd worked his way through the factory, so it wasn't like he, had to learn something new to go in there and do it, because he didn't. So it was kind of nice. But he enjoyed working while he was working. It made him feel like he was doing what he should. What are those, Julie? Is it rissoles? Rissoles? Hi, Sharon.
Hi, Sharon.
Today we are working on making collages from the prompt that was given to us by the makers of Mixed Media Art and Artist. And for the November prompt, it is breaking boundaries. It says breaking boundaries. It says create a composition featuring barriers like fences, cages, or walls that are being shattered or torn down. Use contrasting elements like vibrant colors bursting through muted tones to symbolize breaking free from limitations. So if you want to participate in that, that's what we are doing.
Yep, that's what we're working on.
And
I found a page for it, and it'll take care of everything.
Yay!
The top, I thought was really pretty with the balloons.
That's looking good.
Yeah, all I got left is this, and I'm covering all this up. I didn't like it.
I like it.
So I'm thinking, do I keep his excellent glory? I think so.
Did you have one that had something else on it?
Not what was that big. The lighthouse, these were the biggest ones. Let me pull them back out and see.
I think that is kind of neat because it's got that light that's coming from the left side. I think that's
here. The balloons?
Cool. Yeah.
You mean the hot air balloons?
No, where you've got, if you hold that, you've got, it looks like light coming in from the left side where it says the excellence, the page.
Yeah, over here. Yeah, the sun's right here. That's like going down. So I thought it was really pretty.
I like it.
I think I'm going to keep it all. I mean, I'm going to kind of fussy cut around it to keep more of the, to make sure that that's the gate is there and you could see it. But I think I can work around this. I think I shall.
Oh, that sounds good. Julie, did I pronounce it right? So basically, that would be what I would make if I'm making hamburgers. I would use, the beef, and then sometimes I put onions in it, but I've never put grated carrots in it. That is a good one. We do put egg, and I am going to go out and cut some fresh parsley, and that will go in my burgers that I make this evening. And I know Bill's hoping to get a burger, and since he's been out there working so long, I guess I will give him a burger for dinner. We've got some leftover chicken, and I did not know that there was a hot, spicy ranch dressing pack. Well, there was. And yes, I had one. I did not pay attention when my Walmart order came. I saw ranch dressing. I put it in the cabinet and didn't look at it again until I dumped it in with this pasta I was making. It set us on fire. We're both sitting there, and we didn't even make it through dinner before he had to start getting the tissues out because our noses were running. I like that. That sounds good. So you're making chicken noodle soup. Yes, that sounds good.
Doesn't it though?
Yeah, I will probably start making. I've made chili beans. Yeah, it was spicy ranch dressing instead of regular. So we were definitely in for a surprise. If it hadn't been for the pasta, we wouldn't have gotten it down. Because I mean, neither one of us eat spicy food. I eat spicier stuff than he does, but that was over the top spicy.
It's there.
You use rotini noodles. Yeah, if I make chicken noodles, I will probably. I've got some egg noodles on the shelf downstairs that got delivered to my daughter, and she can't have them. And I will probably use that. But what I will do is I will get probably 10 to 15 pounds of chicken, and I will start putting it in the Instapot. And I will
Well, you
break
said
it
you were
down.
going to be doing that anyway before you had your surgery, didn't you, Lisa?
Yeah, that's what I do. I'll break it down into 1 pound packages. I will go ahead and separate it out so it's ready to use. And it could be quesadillas. I can, I can cook some spaghetti noodles or, make chicken noodle soup. And I always have chicken broth. So that works pretty good for us, having those meals like that. Because I've done this quite a few times. So it's not the first rodeo. But this will be probably this may be more serious than my back surgery was when it's all said and done. I don't. I mean, everybody's saying, well, I got through it pretty good. I don't know. I've never had a knee replaced, but from what I'm hearing, people are so glad they've gotten it done when it's over because they feel so much better.
That's what I've heard too.
I mean, I just can't do what I like. I can't do what I want to do. I like to get outside and work in my flowers. And my neighbor, he asked me one day, he said, "You need me to help you up?" I said, "You're no better off than I am." I mean, he's an older man. He's waiting to have his fourth heart surgery. And he's got a couple of hernias. And I told him, I said, "No, heavens to Betsy, no." I said, I'll get up. Just give me time. I said, "If you want to laugh for your own amusement, that's fine. It won't hurt my feelings." He's so sweet. I wanted to plant some flowers over on the side of the house, and it butts up to his property. And he told me, he said, "If you want to bring those flowers, if you want to put any of those over on my side, I'll take them." And so when we went to Scotland, he watered everything he watered my plants for me every single day, or our plants, as he called them. He said he's enjoyed watching them grow. So we put a few more in this year. I put a few more things in. And he said, "I'm liking it. It's looking good." Because his wife don't care anything about doing any kind of gardening. And he's always outside doing stuff. But I have to roll over and get on my knees and my hands on all fours to get up off the ground. If I get down, that's the only way I can get up. So, but it worked.
Hey, it works. Let me see where this is landed. This down here. I hadn't cut that off. It would have been more interesting.
Well, you can always put something back on if you took something off that you wish you hadn't. You could always put it back on.
Slap it back on there. Let me see if I can do this. Let me see. Put it back on there like that. Yeah, I could. I think I will.
Cindy, you talking about pasta. I love pasta. I've been eating less of it since I found out I had diabetes, but that's one of my things that I always say, yeah, sign me up. One of my things I enjoy. I like cooking lots of things though. But having the basics ready to go is going to be my lifesaver because, I can just say, this is what I want, or,
Yeah.
I can tell him to bring up a pound of the cooked chicken and he'll bring it up and I'll add whatever I want to add to it.
Yeah.
But it does help us a whole lot because
Yeah.
we just get tired of eating out, and there's only so many places we can go, and if our daughter's eating too, by the time we buy 3 meals, it's $40. So I mean that's just with things going up, that doesn't help our budget any. So
I don't think it helps anybody's budget.
no, and our restaurants are putting apology notes on the door, and I'm like, well, it's not like people shouldn't realize that things have gone up tremendously. It's not that they're trying to gouge you. They're just trying to stay above, the line so that they can stay in business. And I welcome for that. But I just rather cook than fool with it. That way everybody can have what they want and the way they like it. And we keep our budget in mind. But I will let them pick up food the first couple of days. I won't.
You're not going to be silly about it. You're a little.
No, I mean, the first night they're going to keep me in the hospital, so
Yeah.
They can do whatever they want that night. That's not my problem. Whatever they're gonna do, they're gonna do.
Yeah.
But that night, the first day I come home, I will definitely let them order some food. All right.
Looking good.
I've got the base down.
Yeah.
Let me grab a brown bag. Michelle, if you decide to put your stuff in a magazine, go easy when you put your glue right next to where it's bound, because it will get really stiff and you can't turn your pages.
Well, right now I've got everything on cardstock.
Right. But if you decide to put it in a book, just know that, anytime you've got a bound book, if you start
a little bit away from the binding.
Exactly. Need to grab a jar of water. Let's see if I can stand without falling. Oh. When I sit up here, my knee gets cranky. It doesn't always like to participate. I feel like Missy Marvin today.
I had surgery when I was younger, about 30 years ago, if not maybe a little longer. And it was called an osteotomy.
Yes.
And what they did is they went in and broke my leg and shifted it over to the other side of my knee. And now I needed a knee replacement then, but I was too young.
Right.
Now I need the knee replacement, and nobody will touch me because of that.
I've heard that like one of our friends that we met through the car shows, he said
Yeah,
that a doctor worked on his and didn't do a very good job, and he messed it up, and
yeah,
so it took a little bit to find somebody that would go in and get it done right.
and
But
do it correctly. Yeah,
the doctor that's going to work on my knee is the same doctor he had, and he took excellent care of him. So,
well, that's good.
I mean, and like I said, my baby brother, he's worked on his knee 4 times now, and he said he's the best. He's the best. That's who you want. You know, you want somebody that's going to get it done right, and you're not going to
Yeah,
have to worry about, well, did I make a mistake? Am I in the wrong
who's
place?
the wrong doctor?
Yeah. I mean, some doctors are good, but they're not good at everything. And
Yeah,
this is his specialty. This is his main thing.
it's
But
good. It's good to know that, you know. So yeah, I've talked to a couple orthopedic surgeons, and they won't touch me. Will not touch me
what what do they say? I mean, what reason do they give?
because of the osteotomy that went into it. It would be too. I understand what they're saying, but it would be a very tricky surgery.
In other words, they can't guarantee the outcome.
Yeah,
Okay. I understand that. If they tell me, it's like when they took my tonsils out. My tonsils stayed enlarged to the point sometimes I couldn't even swallow. And
uh-huh.
they told me that there was no guarantee that if they took my tonsils out, that it would improve. There was no guarantee that it would improve the situation. That they may grow back. I may still have problems, but I didn't. I mean, as soon as they got my tonsils out,
Yeah, I didn't have any
it was like
problems either.
a difference between night and day.
Uh-huh.
But he always told he'll always still tell me, he said, "Now they can grow back." And it's like, geez, why are you going to be the bearer of bad news?
Really.
Uh,
Well, here we go. That's as good as it's going to get for me.
I like it.
I like it too. I think it turned out good. Now I just got to figure out how to work this camera to take a picture of it.
Well, do you have just a regular camera?
I have a regular camera that I can take a regular picture of it. If I can get it on to the computer, then I can put it. If what the problem is uh, my old camera, the photo stuff, the software, uh, burnt up inside the software. Like it did something on the net that like just blurred it up, just messed it up. So I'm having to use a different kind of camera. Putting in pictures, a different not software, but a different way of doing it, and it doesn't do it the same. I have to go 500 different places to even find the picture.
Does
And then,
your does your printer have a scanner?
yes, my printer does have a scanner.
Then I would put that on when it's dry. I would put it on the scanner and I would scan it, and
That's a
then
good idea.
and email it to yourself or save it to your computer, and then you'll have it.
Yeah, I can do it that way. That's what I'll do because that's why I'm not able to, like, when I do stuff. That's why I'm not able to take a picture of it, is because I can't get it downloaded onto the computer to where I can transfer it over into like Facebook or into Makers or into anywhere.
Right, but if you scan it, you can do that.
Okay. I
Scan
will
it and
talk to my
save it.
husband about that.
Yeah,
Definitely.
because it definitely it'll go into your have it to where it'll go into your photos, and then you can
And that's
make
all
it
I
again.
needed. Let me get it in my photos to where I can play with it, and I'm happy.
My
There.
daughter's calling, and it's
You
not
need to
a
get
time that
that?
she. Yeah, so I probably need to pick it up. So I'm gonna go,
Okay, girl.
and I will talk to you soon.
Thank you. I
All
appreciate
right.
it.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All right, guys. I'm going to call it a day also. We've been here about, well, me and Lisa, I started at 1:30, and Lisa just got in not too long after that. So we've been at it an hour and 30 minutes. I think that's good. If you have anything else going on, let us know. We'd love for you to join us. Come on in and play. We basically do this on Fridays, and on Lisa's schedule is basically when when we'll be together is on Lisa's schedule. And with her having her knee replacement soon, I don't know that she'll be able to go live. But thank you for coming and watching and seeing and enjoying being with us. And I appreciate it a whole lot. And give up the thumbsy uppies. Give us some feedback. Let us know what's going on. Okay? And I hope y'all have a wonderful, glorious weekend. And I will see y'all later. Bye now. Okay. There it is. And string.